guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Dr. Priya. I'm a holistic life coach. I'm an author and I'm also a healer. In my previous video, I spoke about child abuse and its various forms. In today's episode, what I'm going to be talking about is childhood trauma and the impact that it has on our physical and mental health in our adult life. The emotional trauma that we go through as children not only damages our emotional lives as adults, but also damages our physical health, longevity, and also our overall well-being. Childhood trauma and the stress that this trauma causes damages kids' developing brains, our bodies, and also our genes. Let me tell you about a study that was done in 1998. This study was done by Dr. Vincent Felitti on 18,000 people who had gone through adverse childhood experiences. And what this study revealed was that early childhood, there was a link between early childhood trauma and adult illnesses. And they also discovered that early childhood trauma can lead to adult onset of diseases, chronic diseases such as autoimmune disease, heart disease, liver disease, and cancer, violence, being a victim of violence in your adult life, alcoholism, and suicide. Scientists now understand that on a biochemical level how things like parents' chronic fights, divorce, death of a parent, being bullied, or growing up with a hypercritical parent or an alcoholic parent or a depressive parent can leave permanent fingerprints on our brain. For example, everyday stresses, stresses that we don't even think are traumatic. We usually ignore them or overlook them. For example, being constantly humiliated by an emotionally abusive parent, living with a depressive parent, living with an alcoholic parent. This can have devastating, harmful, long-term effects on your health. And children who go through these sort of stresses have likelihood in their adult life to develop chronic diseases exactly the same as children who have gone through sexual abuse and physical abuse. Let me explain how this happens. When we as children encounter sudden or chronic difficult situation, body produces excessive stress hormones. And these hormones cause powerful changes in our body, altering the body chemistry. And your developing brain and developing immune system reacts to this by permanently resetting your stress response rate to a high all your life. And this has devastating effects on your mental and on your physical health. So if you find yourself overreacting to the stresses in your life, right, with a high stress response, let's say you had a fight with your boyfriend or you received an unexpected bill, and what will happen is your inflammatory stress rate is going to be high, and that can lead to physical diseases and mental disorders. And this is the reason women suffer from chronic conditions more than men, because childhood trauma affects women in unique ways because of their female biology and the way they're made up. Your biography literally affects your body, your mind, and your brain. Childhood trauma can lead to depression, anxiety attacks, panic attacks, autoimmune disease, heart disease, cancer, liver disease, fibromyalgia, and so on and so forth. Let me share my experience with you, my life experience with you. Due to my traumatic childhood, my stress response rate was an all-time high all my life, okay? And my body marinated in these chemicals for a very long time. No wonder as an adult, I had depression, bipolar disorder, anxiety, panic attacks, gynecological issues, fibromyalgia, IBS, chronic fatigue, chronic back pain, and so on and so forth. And no doctor could actually define this or diagnose it or even treat it for me. All I was told was I was hypersensitive and I was thinking too much. And what they gave me was Xanax or Prozac. And that only numbed my feelings. So those antidepressants only numbed my feelings, and they acted as a band-aid to suppress my symptoms. Whereas my symptoms were perfectly justified and perfectly normal for the amount of trauma that I had been through in my childhood, right? So when I understood this, that the drugs were not working for me, nothing was really helping me out, and I understood the link between the childhood and my adult life, I connected the dots. And when I understood what was going on, why was I experiencing what I was experiencing in my adult life due to my traumatic childhood experiences, that was the beginning of my own healing process. So if you want to know why you have been married 3 times or more, why can't you quit smoking or drinking, or why do you have weight issues, why do you have health issues that your doctors can't help you with, why are you not happy or joyful in your life even though you're successful, what you need to do is you need to look at your childhood and see what was going on there. What I want you to know is the issues that you're facing now in your adult life, they have their roots in your childhood. And lastly, what I want to say to you is that if you grew up being mistreated by your parents in any way, I hear you and I feel you, because I have been there for 19 years of my life. Today, I encourage you to move towards healing yourself from the effects of child abuse and child trauma by educating yourself, by being self-aware, because understand knowledge is power. And once you start understanding yourself, you start your own healing. And this is how I help clients world over to heal from their childhood issues, childhood trauma, and the stuff that they're suffering in their present life, in their adult life. Guys, the more we understand the harmful effects of childhood trauma and the imprints that it leaves on our brain and our body and our mind, the more we will be able to help each other recover from this. So I urge you, I encourage you to spread this awareness, to share this video with parents, with teachers, with health workers, and whoever you think might benefit from this information. And if you find my content meaningful, please like and subscribe to my channel. And also, look after yourselves, guys. And I love you very much. Thank you for tuning in, and stay blessed.